I think this would kind of be the Leonard-Hearns. I think this is in some ways Inoue's Leonard-Hearns fight. You know, he is the shorter, explosive athlete, boxer puncher against the tall, long, rangy knockout artist in
Mhm.
Junto Nakatani. So yeah, go ahead and let it rip.
Um, I remember I was live last night, and a lot of people were comparing this to Leonard Hearns, and I can definitely see the stylistic comparisons. I don't think it'll play out like that. I think Naoya Inoue is a very calculated boxer, and I don't think he would trade with Junto Nakatani early in the fight. I don't see it. Junto, if you look at his last, just over his last five fights, four of those five fights haven't gone past the sixth round. He gets knockouts early in fight. It would favor Naoya in a way to take Junto past the sixth round and use his experience, use his craft, use those explosive legs he got to punch in between the shots and sharpshoot Junto, because Junto has gotten very good at operating from mid range and long range. And Rudy Hernandez has added some, a little bit of Mexican influence into that style. But listen, they're at the Tokyo Dome, and one thing I do know about Japanese boxers, when they fight each other, it's different. It's the same principle you could apply for when two British fighters fight each other. They bite down a little harder. We just saw that with Ken Shiro and Sego Yuri Yakui, who delivered what is my opinion the best fight of the year so far. They go to a deeper level of grit when they fight each other. So we might get those explosive moments early in the fight, but logically thinking, I don't think Inoue will do that, because if you just look at his last couple of fights since the Neri knockdown, he's been still blasting these guys out of there, but there has been a little bit of hesitancy there at times, and I don't think with the ammunition and firepower of Junto Nakatani that he will do that early in the fight. But I think it's interesting because Junto, I think he before he even fights in a way, he needs to get some rounds. He needs to get rounds. And
Should
it's
he move
hard
up to
because he's such.
22?
Huh?
Okay, you're the taller guy, but you're like should Nakatani also considering letting go of the belt at 18 and adjusting his body to 22 in preparation for Inoue?
I think
Maybe try to get his hands on an interim title.
yeah, and that could work too. I mean, I think he should definitely try to be in at least one unification fight before he goes up, because those all the champions at bantamweight, they're good enough to give him rounds. I think like they won't beat him, but they'll give him rounds. Like one fight, like if I put my manager's hat on for a second, the fight I think he should make would be him versus the WBA champion Seiya Tsutsumi, who doesn't have great defense, but he's very durable and he's a pressure fighter. Obviously, it's not the same style as Inoue, but he needs rounds. I think he needs rounds. He needs to feel again, because he hasn't felt it for a while, what it's like to go past the sixth round, be in the eighth, ninth, 10th round, and that would serve him well going into the fight, because if he fights Naoya Inoue and he's just blasting guys out within 6 rounds, he might fall in love with his power. And then you're gonna fight someone who's very sophisticated, who's seen a lot of styles, who can take you past the sixth round, and then you're gonna be in trouble. So
Well, he did detonate Maloney well after the sixth round, to his credit.
yeah, it's true. It's true. I'm just saying it's been a while, so
Oh
with
yeah,
fighters
yeah.
they can
And
fall in
Naoya
love.
Inoue is not Maloney, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um, I favor Inoue. He's capable of doing more things. He's and if Inoue wins this fight, I know we had fighting Harada and guys like Ioka.
Yoko Goishkin, he was a great
Yes,
fighter.
you would know that more than me, but a lot of people already feel he's the greatest Japanese fighter of all time. This would just slam the door shut, cement it, forget about it.
Slam dunk.
This would seal his legacy to where his legacy's already sealed. He's already first ballot, but if he knocks out Nakatani, it becomes that much more. Who gives a shit if he gets, iced at some point as he loses athleticism and fights bigger men at 26? If your boy Angelo Leo ices him, so what? After that,
Yeah, yeah.
he'll have just been the Michael Jordan of Japanese boxing.
Correct, correct. Yeah. Um, with him being like the face of Japanese boxing, Canelo is the face of boxing in America or North America, in Mexico. And it's just crazy to see like they're both cash cow faces of boxing caliber fighters, and the attitudes are like a lot different. And I'm not trying to put down Canelo. It's just like I was thinking about this last night. Is like Canelo with Benavidez, that fight won't happen because he feels he's above it. Inoue could do the same thing and he's not doing it. So I give credit to him because it's just nice to see this.
Absolutely, we likened his matchup with Nakatani to Terrence Crawford's potential matchup with Boots Ennis and Canelo's potential matchup with David Benavidez.
Correct.
And by Inoue doing the right thing, giving his younger countrymen the shot and the fight that everybody wants to see, and by doing it, we would hope and think in Japan, he is giving back to what made him a superstar. He's giving back to Japanese boxing in the biggest way possible. I could just never fight Nakatani and move up to 26 and fight, and you guys couldn't really say anything, right? Because but instead I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to acknowledge this young man. I'm going to give him his shot. You guys can start getting hyped for it because it's going to happen. We're going to meet each other next year. And by doing that, he's feeding the infrastructure he's feeding, Japanese boxing. Conversely, Canelo and Crawford are North American fighters. And by Canelo and Crawford selling out to Saudi to fight each other rather than in Crawford's case, his young countryman, Jaron Boots Ennis, and in Canelo's case, not his countryman, but his fellow, young Mexican fighter, Mexican, Ecuadorian, American, but Mexican fighter. They are robbing the American ecosystem and infrastructure of boxing of what it really needs, which is opportunities for the next guy up to grab the damn flag and carry it forward. So Canelo and Crawford, two of the all-time greats I've had the pleasure to ever cover. In selling out to Saudi, that's what they did. And by Inoue hopefully not doing that, he'll be making Japanese boxing that much better. Where, Canelo and Crawford, two great fighters, they robbed American boxing of helping its next generation of potential stars. The question is, after my Inoue controversy from 2 years ago, will they let me cover it? And if I'm in Japan, will people want to kick my ass in the streets? They think I said Inoue is a steroid user. I never said that. That's never the quote. What I said was, him at the time complaining on Twitter about the testing schedule, the random testing of VADA, maybe is a mistranslation. Someone asked me, was it suspicious that he moved the test? I said, yeah, it's suspicious. And I said, and he has his way in Japan. He's treated like royalty there. I put it, and so, yeah, anything's possible. But what everybody left out, this is why I'm addressing it, is what I said was nothing at the elite level of boxing or in sports would surprise me. And if you go back and watch that original video, not just the viral clip on Twitter, what I said was Evander Holyfield, under the name Evan Fields, got steroid shipments. Roy Jones, it was a well-known dirty secret. Everybody thought he was on something. Manny Pacquiao, same thing. Floyd Mayweather had his T to E levels, but heading into the Pacquiao fight at, high
through the roof,
and got an exemption from USADA to drain the IVs and all of that. Canelo Alvarez ate tainted meat. What's it called? Sugar Shane Mosley with Balco and Victor Conti and on and on. I mentioned all of that. And I said, to this day, characters like Victor Conti work with your favorite fighters and some of the best fighters in the world. And Memo, I love you, but people will always have a raised eyebrow at Memo Heredia too. So when he works with guys, so the point I made, it wasn't to pick on Inoue at all. It was nothing would surprise me if any of them messed with performance-enhancing drugs. And the reason why I didn't want to speak on that is, well, now I'm going to go from casting aspersions on Inoue in people's eyes to casting aspersions on everybody. And so that's why I kind of just backed away from it for a while, because that's not exactly fair to the fighters, all based on speculation. But just to clear it up once and for all, that was never meant to just go against Inoue. I named a lot more people, some of my favorite fighters of all time. My favorite fighter of all time is Bernard. A lot of people raised the eyebrows of his transformation to light heavyweight when he moved up to fight Tarver with Mackie Shillstone. Nothing would surprise me. Doesn't mean any of them are doing it, but it wouldn't surprise me. It's elite level sport.